Most people have a terrible relationship with money. They're either scared of it, obsessed with it, or pretending they don't care about it. And that dysfunctional relationship keeps them broke, or stuck, or working themselves to death for money that never feels like enough. But wealthy people have a completely different relationship with money. They don't fear it, they don't worship it, they understand it, they respect it, and they know how to build it. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how to transform your relationship with money so you can finally start building real wealth instead of just surviving paycheck to paycheck. I used to have the worst relationship with money. I'd make it and immediately spend it. I'd avoid looking at my bank account because I was scared of what I'd say. I'd tell myself money doesn't matter, that I'm above caring about it. But I was lying to myself. Money mattered. I just didn't know how to build it, and I was ashamed of that. So I pretended I didn't care while secretly stressing about bills, debt, and never having enough. Then I learned something that changed everything. Money isn't the problem. Your beliefs about money are the problem. Your relationship with money is the problem. And until you fix that relationship, you'll never build wealth. Because wealth isn't just about making money, it's about keeping it, growing it, using it wisely. And none of that happens if your relationship with money is broken. Here's what we are covering. First, the hidden beliefs about money that are keeping you broke and how to identify if you have them. Second, what wealthy people understand about money that most people don't. And third, the 3 shifts you need to make to build a healthy relationship with money so you can actually create and keep wealth. Let's start with the hidden beliefs that sabotage your wealth. Most people were never taught how to think about money correctly. They absorb beliefs from their parents, their culture, their experiences, and most of those beliefs are toxic. They keep you stuck, they keep you broke, and you don't even realize you have them because they're so deep. Here are the most common toxic beliefs. Money is evil. Rich people are greedy. If I have money, I'm being selfish. Money doesn't buy happiness. I'm not the type of person who has money. These beliefs live in your subconscious, and they sabotage you every time you try to build wealth, because deep down you believe that having money makes you a bad person, so you unconsciously push it away. Here's what's actually happening. When you believe money is bad, you can't build it, because who wants to accumulate something bad? When you believe rich people are greedy, you won't become rich because you don't want to be greedy. When you believe you're not the type of person who has money, you'll sabotage every opportunity because it doesn't fit your identity, and you stay broke, not because you can't make money, but because your beliefs won't let you keep it. Think about your own beliefs. What did your parents teach you about money? What do you believe about wealthy people? What do you believe about yourself and money? Most people have never examined these beliefs. They just accept them. And those unexamined beliefs control their financial reality. If you believe money is hard to make, it will be hard. If you believe you're bad with money, you will be. Your beliefs create your reality. And until you change your beliefs, your financial situation won't change. Now here's what wealthy people understand that most people don't. Money is a tool. Not good, not bad, just a tool. It amplifies who you are. If you're generous, money makes you more generous. If you're greedy, money makes you more greedy. But money itself is neutral. And wealthy people don't have emotional baggage around money. They respect it, they understand it, they use it strategically, but they don't worship it or fear it. Wealthy people also understand that building wealth isn't about making a lot of money. It's about keeping what you make. It's about having money work for you instead of you working for money. Most people trade time for money. They work harder to make more, and they're exhausted. But they're not building wealth because they're not investing. They're not creating assets. They're just earning and spending, and that cycle never creates freedom. Here's the shift. Wealthy people focus on creating systems that generate income without their time. Investments, businesses, assets that appreciate. They don't just work for money, they make money work for them. And that's how wealth is built, not through a paycheck, through ownership, through leverage, through smart financial decisions that compound over time. I used to think wealth was about making 6 figures, then 7. But that's not wealth, that's income. Wealth is when you don't have to work and money still comes in. Wealth is freedom, and it's built by investing, not just earning. Now here are the 3 shifts you need to make to build a healthy relationship with money so you can actually create wealth that lasts. Shift number 1, stop avoiding money and start paying attention to it. Most people avoid looking at their finances. They don't check their bank account, they don't track their spending, they don't create a budget, and they tell themselves it's because they're not materialistic. But that's not why. It's because they're scared. Scared of what they'll see, scared of feeling out of control, so they avoid it. And avoidance keeps you broke. Here's what you do instead. You face your finances. Every day you check your bank account. You know exactly how much money you have, exactly how much you're spending, exactly where it's going. You're not judging yourself, you're just aware. Because you can't manage what you don't measure. And if you don't know where your money is going, you can't make it grow. And you create a simple system. You track your income and expenses, not to restrict yourself, to gain awareness. When you're aware, you make better decisions. You see patterns. You notice where you're wasting money, where you could invest instead. And you take control, not through restriction, through consciousness. I used to avoid my finances completely. Then I started checking my account every morning, just looking, not judging, just seeing. And that simple practice changed everything. Because I became aware, I saw where money was leaking, and I plugged the leaks, not through deprivation, through awareness. Shift number 2. Think like an investor, not a consumer. Most people are consumers. They earn money and immediately spend it on things they don't need, on status, on instant gratification, and they stay broke because they're consuming their wealth instead of building it. Wealthy people think differently. Before they buy anything, they ask, is this an investment or an expense? An investment puts money back in your pocket. A course that teaches you a skill that increases your income. A business that generates revenue. Stocks that appreciate. These are investments. An expense takes money out of your pocket and gives you nothing back. The new car, the fancy clothes, the expensive vacation. These are expenses. They don't build wealth, they drain it. Here's the practice. Every time you're about to spend money, pause. Ask yourself, is this an investment or an expense? If it's an investment, buy it if it makes sense. If it's an expense, ask, do I really need this? Or am I buying it for status, for comfort, for instant gratification? And if it's not necessary, save that money, invest it, let it work for you. This doesn't mean never spending on things you enjoy. It means being intentional, being aware, making conscious choices instead of mindless ones, and prioritizing investment over consumption, because that's how wealth is built, through compound growth, not through spending. Shift number 3. Build multiple streams of income and invest consistently. You cannot build wealth on a single income source. You're too vulnerable. If you lose your job, you lose everything. And you can't invest enough from one paycheck to create real wealth. So you build multiple streams. You start a side business, you invest in stocks, you create digital products, you diversify. So your income doesn't depend on one source. And you invest consistently. Not when you have extra money. Every single month, even if it's small, even if it's just $100, you make it automatic. You pay yourself first and you let compound interest work because consistency beats timing. You don't need to time the market. You just need to show up month after month, year after year, and let your investments grow. Most people wait for the perfect time to invest. When I have more money, when the market is right, when I understand it better, and they never start. But wealthy people start now, even with small amounts, because time is more valuable than amount. The earlier you start, the more it compounds. And compounding is how wealth is built. I started investing with $50 a month, not because it was going to make me rich overnight, but because it built the habit. It trained me to think like an investor. And as my income grew, I increased the amount. But I started, and that was the most important part. Not waiting for perfect conditions. Just starting. Here's what I want you to understand. Your relationship with money determines your financial reality. If you avoid money, you'll never have it. If you consume instead of invest, you'll stay broke. If you rely on one income stream, you're vulnerable. But if you face money consciously, think like an investor, and build multiple streams, you create wealth. Not overnight, over time, through consistent, smart decisions that compound. We covered the hidden beliefs that keep you broke. Money is evil, rich people are bad, you're not the money type. We explained what wealthy people know. Money is a tool and wealth is built through ownership, not income. And we walked through 3 shifts. Stop avoiding money and pay attention. Think like an investor, not a consumer, and build multiple streams while investing consistently. This isn't about becoming obsessed with money, it's about building a healthy relationship with it. It's about respecting money enough to manage it well. It's about understanding that financial freedom gives you options, and options give you peace. So here's your practice for today. Check your bank account, know exactly how much you have. Then ask, where is my money going? What am I consuming that I could invest instead? And commit to investing something this month, even if it's $20. Start building the investor mindset, because that's where wealth begins. Let me know in the comments, what's one belief about money you're going to change? And what's one investment you're going to make this month? You're not bad with money, you just have a broken relationship with it, and you can fix that. Welcome to Building Wealth. This is where financial freedom starts.